Welcome to ww1p News. Today we'll be promoting the campaign 100 Years of Anguish. The goal of this campaign is to promote treatment and awareness for PTSD. PTSD first came into existence during World War I when the horrid life in the trenches for soldiers brought back shell shock. Let's take a look at how shell shock affected the lives of soldiers during World War I, and let's also look at how they treated it.
The goal of doctors during World War I was to return as many troops to battle as possible. They viewed shell shock as a disloyalty rather than a sickness. A common method of treatment was to give the patient an electric shock treatment in the area the shell shock was affecting. Therefore, if a soldier was mute, he was given an electric shock treatment to the pharynx. Other methods of the time included punishing soldiers by forcing them into situations they hated to force them into submission. So if a soldier hated being alone, he was forced to live in isolation. Or if a soldier hated noise, he was forced to live in an environment where there was noise constantly all around him until he submitted.
Now that we've explored shell shock, let's take a look at how soldiers home from Iraq are being affected by PTSD today. So, what exactly happened to you in the war?
Well, it was just a normal day, I was driving the Humvee, following everybody else, and out of nowhere, this bomb just exploded and flipped the Humvee, and next thing I know, there's blood everywhere. I don't really know what's going on. I look over, my best friend, he's gone, and I don't really know what to do. I'm just freaking out.
So what was it like the first 2 weeks of being home?
It was really rough for me. I had nightmares every night. I woke up drowning in sweat. My wife wouldn't even sleep with me anymore because she was scared. And my family, they looked at me like I was a complete stranger, like I wasn't myself anymore. It scared me.
When you were first diagnosed with PTSD, what were the first steps of treatment or first steps that you took?
Well, when I went to the doctor, they gave me a lot of medication that I was supposed to take daily to help me with, kind of help me get through the day, help me sleep better. And then they also gave me the number for a therapist, so I have someone to talk to, try to get better.
Since you've been on medication for PTSD, how has your life changed for the better? How has your day-to-day activities gotten better?
Well, I'm nowhere back to the way I was, but I get better and better every day. My nightmares have gone away for the most part, and I just recently got a job, so things are getting better, but it's going to take time.
Virtually any trauma defined as an event that is life-threatening or severely compromises the physical or emotional well-being of an individual or causes intense fear may cause PTSD. In this case, we are referring to PTSD as it pertains to war, specifically in Iraq and Afghanistan. Soldiers diagnosed with PTSD are now treated by going to a therapist or receiving medication. Each case is different, so if you think you have PTSD, it is best to visit someone experienced in the field of mental diagnosis.
As you can see, the treatment of shell shock, which is today known as PTSD, has improved dramatically. PTSD affects over 8 million people in the United States, according to the Mental Health Department. This problem affects this many people, yet very few people know anything about it. Please show your patriotism and spread the message and support the outstanding research and treatment of this mental disorder and the 100 Years of Anguish campaign.